Hey everybody, this is Eli Freestone, and you're watching my usability test number 2 for week 3 of mobile user experience term 1310. I'm displaying with Air Server for my iPad. Let's go ahead and get Realizer going so we can do a quick run through of my second iteration. Again, I built all my panels in Illustrator. Other than updating the elements to iOS 7 elements, there is only one major change as well as some small tweaks. That major change would be tab number 3. This was originally the Add Books tab, how you would get to the CRUD to add a new book, and that was something that a lot of people didn't really like from last week. Some of them wanted to just do 2 tabs, active in all books. Others recommended a settings tab. I decided actually to go with the settings tab, and then I added a plus sign to the navigation bar to take you to the ad books. That navigation bar with the plus sign is on all of the views except for the ad books view itself, obviously, and they all are active to take you to it. All right, so let's go ahead and do a quick run through here. All 3 tabs, again, are active on the bottom. Within the settings tab, I only have the 2 different settings at the moment, a sort option and then an auto sync. The only thing that's active on this would be the plus to go to the ad books. Within the ad books tab, the only thing that's active would be the save and the cancel, both of which actually do the exact same thing. They take you back to the active books. Within active books, the plus sign is active, as well as the one selected table view cell from last week, Objective-C programming, which takes you again to the detail view. And then on this view, the only thing active would be the back button, which I was actually also informed that the back button, the icon I used, is actually an email reply button. I'm still getting used to the new iOS 7 stuff, and I did not actually know that, although it does make perfect sense. So yeah, let's go ahead and pop over to the survey real quick and run through that. So I decided to keep my survey, the 5 questions, basically the same, although I did tweak my interview questions as well as what I was having the users do within my application. But I felt the 5 questions were broad enough that they were really bringing up a lot of good stuff, and I think it worked out the same way this week. So the first question is still, what is the overall impression of the app? For this one, I've got 2 awesomes and 4 goods. I didn't get any fairs this week, and again, no poors, which I'm definitely thankful for. The overall response was definitely positive again, as well as last week, but I think users seemed a little bit more excited about it. So question number 2 was the brand distinguishable from other apps like it? For this one, I got 4 yeses, 2 kindas. I didn't get any nos or unsures. Question number 3 is, how difficult was completing the basic tasks? For this one, I got 4 easies, 2 fairs, and 0 difficults. Question number 4, were the navigation cues easy to interpret? And for this one, I got 4 yeses and 2 maybes, no nos. And then question number 5 was, what was confusing, if anything? And this one is, I had interesting results with this one last week as well. I'm not sure if it's the way I ask the questions, the way I word them within the survey or what, but people's responses to this aren't typically what I would expect, where they would get lost. You know, a certain layout would back them into a corner or what have you. But it was actually more they were confused about why it wasn't set up a specific way or why certain features weren't included. So the 3 navigations actually brought up a pain point that I didn't realize I made until I didn't realize I'd made it when I was building the panels, but I did a demo video that was attached to my test plan and noticed it in there, but decided to keep it just to kind of see if it was really an actual issue or if it was just me noticing it and making it an issue in my head. Let's go ahead and pop over the iPad again here real quick, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. It's within the ad books view here, and it's actually the cancel button in the top right corner. A lot of people either accidentally hit that thinking they were hitting the save, or they did actually hit the save, but they told me that, you know, this should really be switched around. And I do agree with that. The save would typically be in the top right corner, but I put it in the top left because I built this panel after my settings panel, and I wanted to keep the save in the same spot. But in reality, the settings panel doesn't really matter because it's not something that people are going to use all the time. So I really should have switched those around. I had at least 3 people tell me, hey, this should be the other way. 2 of which definitely hit cancel when they meant to save. So yeah, that was definitely a pain point I created, although I was able to get rid of the pain point from the both the adding a sort feature as well as removing the add books tab and moving to the plus sign. Those went over really well. And then something else that a lot of people brought up was actually the lack of a notes field where they could write down their reading assignments or whatever, which is something I've actually always planned on including. I just haven't really worked it in or been showing it in my prototypes. I think I got this a lot more this week than last week. I actually didn't have it mentioned at all last week. But this week I did go to a coffee shop that is a lot more college students. So I think that had a lot to do with why that was requested a lot more. There was at least 4 people that said something about a notes field of one sort or another. I know at least a couple of them were students. So yeah, again, because I used Realizer, I wasn't able to directly link the users to the follow-up survey. So again, I did ask them the questions, write down their answers, and then I wrote in or filled in the survey myself so I could get the nice graphic and be able to show you guys how my results went. So yeah, I guess that's about it. This has been Eli Freestone, and this was usability test number 2 for week 3 of MUX term 1310. Thanks for watching. Have a good night.